Hey guys, I want to thank BetterHelp so much for sponsoring today's video. I've been using BetterHelp along with an in-person therapist, and I'm just so thankful that I am receiving the support that I need. So if you think you may be depressed, anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed, BetterHelp is here to help. They offer licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. You can talk to your therapist in a private online environment at your convenience. And with BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapists network, they have a broad range of expertise to give you, which gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. Sites like these that helped me so much when I didn't have any insurance. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess exactly what you need help with, and within 48 hours, you get matched with a therapist. Then you could schedule a secure video and phone session with unlimited messages that you could send to your therapist. And all of it is completely confidential. Both of my therapists know about this series. They absolutely love it. I usually get through things by using a creative outlet. And if you don't like your therapist, you could request one at no additional charge. So join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health and talk to one of BetterHelp's experienced therapists. And if you use my code deargreyson, you could get 10% off your first month. So check the link in my description. And without further ado, let's analyze this song. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm joining you with some hat head because I really wanted to wear this hat that says emotional, because it would have been a really good segue into like feeling our feelings and all that shit. But unfortunately, a shadow does cast over my face, and if I was watching this, I'd be annoyed, you know? And I'm not here to annoy you. I'm here to feel these goddamn feelings. And with today's video, boy oh boy, are we feeling those emotions. If you're new here and don't know what I'm talking about, you're like, why is she this gay? That is also true. However, this is a new series on my channel where I like analyzing songs that mean a lot to me and just basically explaining why they mean a lot to me, lyric by lyric, because that's how I get through things, and I know that I am not alone in this. I think a lot of people have experienced the same traumas that I have, and so let's trauma bond here. You know, that's what this channel's about. Today we're gonna be analyzing a song that actually was really meaningful to me when I was like 10, maybe 8. Let's look it up. Let's see. So the song is called White Horse by Taylor Swift. When did White Horse come out? What kind of drug is White Horse? Wow, Taylor, what are we doing? Heroin. Taylor, what are we doing? I love Google and the little section where it says people also ask, because what the fuck are people also asking? But then I'm like, okay, like, give me the answer. And so I click, and you know, the more you know. Oh, look, it says 2008. Somebody do the math for me. How old was I? Maybe I'll put it right here because I can't do that math. Anyway, the song meant a lot to me because every single line related to my dad, you know, daddy issues, here we are. And I know it is originally about a breakup, and obviously not every line I could relate to with my father. However, that again is just what's so cool about music, because one song could mean something completely different, because it really is what the eye of the beholder sees, or the ear of the beholder listens to. That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. You get what I mean. Every song means something different to people, so let's get to it. Let's cry. I'm so excited. Wait, actually, before we get into it, I'm still gonna give you a little bit more backstory. And it actually got brought up in therapy. So what I found out is apparently all my issues boil down to the abandonment of my father. Who would have guessed? Actually, not me. I just think I have a lot bigger traumas than that. You know, I like collecting my traumas. I didn't realize how impactful that actually was, because for the most part, I never really did have a dad. So I've always said my entire life, how are you gonna miss something if you've never had it? And that's just not how the brain actually works, especially when it comes to parental figures. Kids subconsciously are trying to rebond with their parents. That's just a part of life. And the way I look at it now is everybody is here to learn different lessons in life, and this unfortunately was a lesson I had to learn at an early age. So to give you the lowdown of me and my father's relationship, I believe I met him when I was a baby. Obviously don't remember that. He got me Jordans though, even though he didn't pay child support. But outside of that, he was not present in my life until I was about 10, and I met him for the first time, which I actually don't remember. My mom was telling me about it the other day because I told her I wanted to make this video, and I I was like, what? Like, are you lying to me right now? I thought the first time I met him was basically a complete different experience, but nope, love my brain. Fast forward, he was in and out of my life, but when I say in and out of my life, I more so mean like a call here and there, and we would talk for maybe a couple days up until a week, and then he would just disappear again, ignore me, or block me. That one was always fun. Then fast forward to me being an adult, I tried reconnecting with him and he unexpectedly passed away. And that was really hard because the dream that I always had of having a relationship with my father was completely torn away from me. And I actually did not think that it would hit me as hard as what it did. So yeah, that's a brief backstory. So now let's actually read these lyrics. The first line says, "Say you're sorry, that face of an angel comes out just when you need it to." My father was an extremely charming and charismatic man, and he definitely knew how to talk his way out of situations without necessarily taking full accountability. So when I hear this line, I definitely think of the excuses that were said to me as to why he wasn't present in my life. He definitely put on a face of an angel. The next line says, "As I paced back and forth all this time because I honestly believed in you." This just describes a lot of those empty promises and just hopes and dreams that I would eventually end up having a father. It's something I used to think about a lot, and I did believe every single one of his promises, no matter how empty they always turned out to be. The next line says, "Holding on, the days drag on, stupid girl, I should have known, I should have known." This makes me so sad that at 10 years old, this is what I was relating to. Yeah, I definitely was holding on. The days did drag on, and I did feel stupid time and time again when he would blow me off. And I did feel at the time that I should have known. Obviously, I'm not hard on myself now as 10 years old. The next line reads that I'm not a princess. This ain't a fairy tale. I'm not the one you'll sweep off her feet, lead her up the stairwell. This ain't Hollywood. This is a small town. I was a dreamer before you went and let me down. Having a normal family for me was very much a fairy tale, and I did always picture him sweeping me off my feet, and somehow we would carry on to being a normal family. Maybe not even just my parents being together, but at least having two parents present. But the next line says, "Now it's too late for you and your white horse to come around." And that line describes my rage in that timeline, because I did get to a point after being let down so many times that it obviously created a lot of resentment. And I remember being little and picturing him coming back and begging to be back in my life, and I wanted to say a big ol' fuck you, because you do not deserve to be in my life. I deserve to be wanted and loved by a parent. And you know, at times I did express that to him, but I will say most of the time, every time he came back, I did just let him back into my life. And again, not hard on myself at all about that. I was literally a child. Of course, that would be my reaction, but I do remember almost fantasizing this scene of me getting to reject him and the way that I felt so rejected. That makes me really sad. My dad actually was really into music, and he had an amazing voice, and I have always been heavily into singing growing up. I used to want to be a singer. I remember practicing this song so I could perform it for him. We love 10-year-old Alex. I actually did get to do that because he had an entire studio in his house at one point. I mustered up enough guts to tell him that this song spoke to me because of my relationship with him, and basically that I dedicated this song to him, and I did sing it for him. His response was more so like, wow, like you can sing and yada yada yada. And I was like, no, like listen to the lyrics. The next line says, maybe I was naive, got lost in your eyes, and never really had a chance. For me, I just felt like I never had a chance to prove to him that I was worthy. And again, obviously, I do not owe that to him or anyone. You do not need to prove yourself to anyone that you are worthy. But these were my emotions at the time. The next line says, my mistake, I didn't know to be in love. You had to fight to have the upper hand. I took it in the context of I didn't know in order to have a relationship with my dad that I really had to fight for it, because I was the one reaching out and trying. And that's just so backwards. The next line says, I had so many dreams about you and me, happy endings, now I know. And yeah, I did have so many dreams about me and him. And you know, looking back on it, I don't necessarily think having a relationship with him would have been a happy ending in reality because of the type of person he was. And again, I can't even speak too much on that given I didn't really get to know him. But for me, somebody that doesn't prioritize their children and actively knows that they are hurting them by coming in and out of their lives, it's just not morally correct. And it's not somebody I would want in my life. And I don't think everybody was meant to be a parent. So the next line says, and there you are on your knees, begging for forgiveness, begging for me, just like I always wanted, but I'm so sorry. I will say when I was a teenager, I was able to share my feelings more with him. I just remember at like maybe 13 or 14 writing a very long paragraph and just being pretty brutally honest as far as my emotions about it. And after I sent that, I again did not get the reaction that I anticipated. Shocker. He basically just asked if we could meet up. I was so excited because I thought that we were finally going to be able to sit down and truly get to talk about this, especially because I was older, so I was able to really convey my emotions. I mean, a lot better than when I was 10. When I went to lunch with him, we didn't talk about it at all. He avoided it at all costs. So the next line says, "'Cause I'm not your princess." I remember screaming this line because I think everybody's heard of Daddy's Little Princess. She then says, "This ain't a fairy tale," and continues to say, "I'm gonna find someone someday who might actually treat me well. This is a big world. That was a small town. They're in my rearview mirror, disappearing now." And reading this back, I actually find it really interesting with the line saying, "I'm gonna find someone someday who might actually treat me well," because that could not be further from the truth of how my life actually ended up turning out, because we do end up subconsciously looking for the same love that was given to us by our parents and falling into that pattern. I do think that this is probably where a lot of my attachment issues started. But yeah, at least I'm self-aware now and I could work on that. But I did find that interesting. The next line says, "And it's too late for you and your white horse. Now it's too late for you and your white horse to catch me now." She ends the song saying, "Try and catch me now. It's too late. Try and catch me now." So yeah, that concludes this song. And if this is a topic you can relate to, I am sorry. It's hard to navigate, especially when you are a child. And it's something that is just too common, honestly. And it makes me so sad because there are a lot of parents out there that are missing out on amazing fucking people. And they can't even take credit or say that they contributed to that. And that's on them. Like, this personality, all me, baby, all me. And that's pretty cool. I mean, the trauma definitely contributed to my humor, so you guys could thank him for that. But yeah, if you guys are struggling with abandonment or abandonment issues, talk to somebody, open up, listen to some music, let it all out, cry, throw a freaking pity party for yourself, invite me. So with that, I wish you guys the best. I love you guys so much, and I hope you liked this song analysis. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.